Are you drowning in your content creation life? Constantly feeling overwhelmed and sacrificing your life outside of content? Listen, baby, trust me, I used to be right where you are, overwhelmed and burnt out. But what if I told you there's a way to create weeks worth of content in only 8 hours? And no, I am not talking about AI. Stick around as I reveal my batching blueprint that changed everything for me, and it can for you too. Hey y'all, my name is Amber Sharnice. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, definitely go back and binge watch my videos. And once you realize that you love little me, then make sure that you subscribe to the channel. For my oldie but goodies, hey y'all, hey, welcome back to the channel. Here on my channel, we talk all about how to earn the digital dollar online through digital products, online monetization, a little creator tech and creator tips every now and then, and that's exactly what you're gonna find here in today's video. I'll be doing a deep dive into my batch content creating process. I'd also like to thank our sponsor for today, ProMeet, but a little bit more on them later. So baby, you've made it to this video because either you're drowning in your daily content demands or you're seriously missing out on real life moments because you're stuck behind the camera lens every single day creating content. And if we're being honest, you guys, it is extremely easy to get consumed by all of that. I used to film a bunch of long form YouTube content, including vlogs. Not only did I take forever to film the content, I'm also taking forever to actually sit down and edit the content. And I was doing all of this with a 9-to-5, with a husband, with children, with other extracurricular activities that I and my family wanted to do. So I had to find a way to make this easier for me. That is why I started, even way back when, dedicating only specific days to sitting down and filming content. I would sit down on maybe a Saturday or a Sunday and I film at least 2 to 3 YouTube videos all at once. Therefore, I would have videos ready weeks in advance. And I did not have to focus on filming every single day being one of my main tasks. It allowed me to free up time for my family and it allowed time for me to have for self-care. So Amber, how do we get started with all this? It first starts with the pre-batching prep process. This is very important, you guys. The thing is, in order for you to even get to the point where you can sit down and film a ton of content, have everything that you need ready to go, and then actually get to the filming stages. First things first, you at this point already have your niche, you already have your content pillars of the type of content it is that you want to create. Now what you need to do is script that content. And when I say script your content, I mean you actually need a script, you need a shot list, and you need to create all of this in a formatted outline that is easy for you to follow so that when you're sitting down to actually record, you can just go off your shot list and your outline step by step. I love to use ChatGPT in order to script, outline, and provide myself a shot list when it comes to filming. Now, I know a lot of people say ChatGPT just gives me generic information. You guys, y'all got to start talking to ChatGPT. And the best way to make ChatGPT understand your writing style, your voice, your tone, the words that you like to use is to literally talk to ChatGPT. I choose the speaker option, I put my iPad to my face, and I begin to talk exactly the way I would talk to a person standing in front of me, but I will also tell ChatGPT exactly what it is that I want it to create for me. So I would like for you to set the mood, set the scene for me. This is the kind of vibe that I want to have. You know how I talk, use my tone, use my diction, use the, things of that nature. And I would ask it to create a video of such whatever. Now, once I have that, it's going to give me an outline of the video. Now I'm going to ask it to solidify my shot list. And I do more so do shot lists when I'm recording like Instagram Reels, things of that nature, because typically for my YouTube videos, I'm just sitting in one spot and we're just yapping, right? But when I do my Instagram Reels, I ask it to give me a shot list. Do we do a wide shot here? Are we going to have a zoomed in shot? Are we going to focus on a certain subject? What angle are we going to come from? All those things ChatGPT helps me generate. So therefore, when it's time to actually sit down and shoot, I can get all the visual details that I need and not have to worry about doing that when it comes time to edit. Or when I'm actually editing, I'm not worrying about, oh man, I left out this particular piece. This would have looked good in this certain area. Nope, because I've already used ChatGPT to help me figure out exactly what the scene is going to look like. Before we go any further along in this video, I want to quickly dive into a tool that is changing the game for content creators called ProMeet. Now, ProMeet is more than just a platform. It is your gateway to direct fan engagement and instant earnings. With ProMeet, you can sell your videos, your images, and live stream directly to your audience. So unlike traditional platforms, ProMeet puts you, the creator, in control. There is no waiting for payouts. You receive payments into your Web3 wallet the moment that someone buys. So basically imagine selling your content without the hassle of thresholds or manual verifications. And one of the major perks that I love is ProMeet ensures that you keep 90% of your earnings in real time, empowering you to focus on what matters, which is, in our game, creating. So whether your fans top up with using a credit card or deposit with USDC, ProMeet ensures seamless transactions and complete ownership over your earnings. So my creative friends, if you are ready to take control of your content monetization, visit the link down below, start using ProMeet today, and experience the future of content commerce. Major shout out to our friends over at ProMeet, and you guys definitely check the link down in the description box below. All right, let's get right on back into the video. Now, once I've used ChatGPT to give me all of this detailed information, this is the pre-prepping process. So now you have your script ready for filming. However, do you have all the tools ready to go? It sounds like a no-brainer, but it's one of those pivotal things that we always somehow forget to do, or we thought we did it, but we did not. The night before it is time to batch create your content, you need to have all the cameras. If you're going to be using your phone, if you're going to be using an actual camera, the batteries need to be charged up and ready to go. Do not leave out a single battery, okay? If you have the little plug-in that has a dummy battery, that's even better. But make sure that your batteries are ready to go. Make sure your lenses are wiped down, they're clean. Make sure your microphones are charged up, because you do not know the pain of filming an entire YouTube video only to realize that maybe the second half of the video is complete and totally muted because your mic died. Another big thing is to make sure not only that you have multiple SD cards, because you never know when you're going to run out of storage space, whatever the case may be, but make sure your SD cards are prepped and prepared and ready for you to go. They need to, even if they need to be wiped clean, wipe them clean. Or if you need to go in and actually change the naming of your files on your SD card to help you organize better, do that as well. But make sure all of this stuff is done and prepped beforehand. Because the thing is, once you get to the point where you're about to film and you realize that there's so many of these small things that you have to do, it burns you out and you don't even want to get to the process of filming. So having everything ready to go beforehand just helps for a smoother process when it comes time to actually start batching. And lastly, the last thing that you want to make sure that you have prepped out ready to go is you want to make sure that you got your wigs, you got your jewelry, you got your shirts or your outfit that you're going to have featured in this video out and ready to go. If they're not out and ready to go, at least in your mind, have, whatever the look you're going to have ready. I have tried filming so many times, hair done, makeup done, but I cannot find a top that I want to put on for a specific video. So make sure that you have your outfits, because you got to think about it. If you were a real production studio and you guys were really in there shooting content and you're shooting content for a certain TV show, you got to change wardrobe, okay? And if you're going to be batching content, you may not want to create content in the same specific piece of clothing that you have on, because you want to make it look like you created this content over the span of a few days or whatever the case may be. So if you are going to be changing clothes, that needs to be written down. What are you going to wear? What is this look going to look like? What does it entail? And that way, when it's time to film, you can go grab what you need, come on back and get ready to film. Now, we're actually at the day of batching our content. So I told you guys earlier that you can batch your content within 8 hours, and you can batch weeks long worth of content or more. What I do is I actually break down my 8 hours within 2 days. This is my filming schedule. This is what it looks like. This is my content creation schedule. This is my admin days. This is my editing days. These are my filming days. As you can see, on Mondays and Friday, I film in a 4-hour window. Of course, these 4 hours total together is an 8-hour filming window. Thing is, even when we're sitting down, getting our filming done, sometimes we can get parked, sometimes we can get tired, sometimes we can take a break. So I like to break mine up into 2 days. And therefore, if anything else comes across my desk that I need to film right away or at another time, I can actually carve some time out at the end of the week to get those things done. But I like to film in a 4-hour window because it's simply my sweet spot of where I just don't get super tired, super burnt out. I try to either eat my breakfast beforehand or I'll wait and just eat my lunch at the very end of me filming. So therefore I have very minimal interruptions while I'm trying to get my work done. And you guys, at this point, the process is so smooth, it's so easy. I personally have a content studio set up on wheels. Therefore, I have my monitor, I have my camera, I have my lighting all set up on one thing. And I can either do this wireless where I have a power bank where I can power everything, or I can plug it up into my wall. But it's just so easy for me to move this thing around the house. So wherever my scene is going to be, I move it where I need to be and I can get started filming. All I got to do now is grab my handy dandy iPad and I have my actual outline of each video that it is that I need to create up and ready for me to look at. Whenever I forget what I need to say, I can just look down at my script and I see exactly what it is I need to say and what I need to cover for the actual video. I absolutely love having the organization aspect of it, because if I did not have this organized before I sat down to film the video, I'll be all over the place. I'll be saying like and this, that, and the third, and not actually film a video with substance. So I think it's very important to do that pre-batching process, because when it comes time to actually film your content, you can get exactly what you need done with the quickness. Therefore, after I'm done with this video, I can hop right up, go change my wig, go change my outfit, put on some different jewelry, come back and sit down, swipe over to the next video, and we are good to continue batching content for the rest of my 4-hour window. And I would get questions all the time, especially when I was working a 9-to-5. It's like, Amber, how are you able to push out content the way that you are? How do you find the time and this, that, and the third? Well, one, I have dedicated a space in my house to content creation, which is my office, which makes it super easy not having to try to clean up real quick in, my living room or my kitchen or whatever the kids are that have made a mess. And it's super easy to be able to isolate myself in this particular space where I don't have to worry about the sound or anything like that, because everybody else is away in their own rooms or wherever the case may be. So definitely find a space in your house where you're able to sit down and create the content, or wherever that may be, even if it's not your home. Second thing is I do this batching process. This batching process allows me to be able to really hone in for a specific amount of time on a set schedule. And once that time is up, I am done. I do not try to stretch it any further. I don't try to go over, because at this point I understand that even though content creation is my job, it is what I do to earn money, it's part of my business, and it's something that I'm really passionate about. It is not my entire life. I do have a family outside of this, and I do have to tend to my household. And before, y'all, I would just go on and on and on, and they be here knocking on the door like, hey, are you done yet? Like, when are you gonna come out and be with the rest of us? And see, now I have it set to where I understand when this is over, I'm done, I've completed all my tasks for the day, and I can get to actual real life. Okay, so now, of course, after the filming portion is done, you've spent your 8 hours, either your 8 hours straight or your 4 hours broken up into a couple of days throughout the week. Now it is time to edit the footage. Now here, I'm going to show you my editing schedule. I don't always stick to this editing schedule, but what I do try to do on the days that I have filmed content, I have blocked myself out an hour right after I film the content to try to get a little bit of editing done. I give myself a lunch break and then I try to get some editing done. And usually within this amount of time, I'm able to get all my jump cuts. I'm able to get all the structure, the baseline of the video done. Now, all I have to do is come back through, add captions, audio, fun transitions if I want to do that. And we're pretty much done with the editing process. Now, I will say this, I do have a little bit of a cheat code for myself, you guys. I no longer actually edit my YouTube videos. I have an editor for that. So I don't typically have to worry about these videos unless I have one that I'm really trying to get done really quick. However, I edit all of my Instagram and short form content. So all my reels are edited by me, which means after I'm done filming for that 4-hour period, I take my lunch break, I come back, I start editing, I get as much of that done as I can. Then I have a couple of days throughout the week where I go back in and I finish up any editing that I have left over. Speaking of iPad, I personally use CapCut, you guys. CapCut is one of my favorite tools to edit on right now. Now for YouTube videos, things of that nature, I was a Final Cut Pro girly. Okay, I learned the hard way first, and now I'm using CapCut. The reason why I like to use CapCut is I can use it on my iPad, which means I can use this on the go. I'm not confined to my office to edit content. I can go in the living room, my bedroom, I can be in the car editing content. I can basically edit content on the go when I need to. And it's just so much easier to do it that way than sitting in my office or toting around my computer. So really love the convenience of being able to edit on CapCut. Now, if I'm not editing on CapCut, I am literally editing within the Instagram app. And I'm able to do that on my iPad because it's much larger. My iPad is equipped with a lot of storage, so I don't have to keep getting those storage notifications on my phone or anything like that. Having it is very, very convenient. Anything that's going to make my job easier and more efficient, I'm all for that. So I literally bought an iPad just for editing my content. And just to briefly mention, I do have a video editing course for Instagram Reels and for vlogs. So if you are a vlogger who likes to edit on Final Cut Pro, but you need a little bit of training, check the description box. And if you're someone who likes to edit short form content for TikTok, for Instagram Reels, things of that nature, I definitely teach you how I edit within CapCut and in Instagram. So if you want to check that out, it's also in the description box below. Now, once I have everything edited, it's ready to go for upload, I pretty much upload them into my drafts folder over on Instagram. Now, once I do that, because I told you guys before, I use ChatGPT to script, to outline, to do my shot list. I also use ChatGPT to help me come up with my captions, to help me come up with my keywords and things of that nature. So I'm literally copying and pasting the information that I created over in there to my Instagram post, and I am uploading it right over onto Instagram. So all the hard stuff, all the hard part is done for me. I shouldn't have to do any more hard work after the editing. Now it's just time for you to copy and paste and upload. Also, I batch all of my Threads posts that I post over on Threads, and I do that through ChatGPT as well. I feed it all the information that I want my post to be about. At this point, it is trained to think and speak like me. So therefore, I just copy and I paste all of those into Threads. I schedule them all out, and they are uploaded for the month. I think it allows you to do up to 25 posts or something like that. So I basically have all those up, ready, uploaded to go, and they are automatically posting for me. If I did want them to automatically post on Instagram, as far as my reels, they would as well. But I like to leave them in my drafts folder and then go ahead and upload them on my own. And this is just a pro tip for my guys and girls who are doing content. Once you have content that you've edited before, or you have loose footage of things of that nature, be sure to repurpose that content. So if I've edited and I've uploaded something over onto Instagram, I try to repurpose that content and bring it over onto my YouTube shorts. And it's something that already has caption on it. Already has like music on it most of the time. It already has all the information that it needs, edits everything. I just download that video and place it on my YouTube as well. And therefore I have killed two birds with one stone, and I'm not worried about having to create new content for each platform that I have. So that is something that I would definitely recommend for you guys to do as well. And there you have it, you guys. This was my 8-hour content batching blueprint. It has honestly transformed my productivity, my creative thinking, my creative processes, and it's given me more time for myself, my family, my business. So please remember that simplifying your workflow ensures longevity in your content creation, because trust and believe, the more you have to do, the more you have to show up every single day, the more opportunity that you have to burn yourself out. So if you found this video helpful, make sure that you give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down in the comment section below. Also, y'all give me some more of your ideas on what videos you guys want to see next here on the channel. And again, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you go back and binge watch my videos. And once you realize that you love little old me, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notifications. Also, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram, you guys. I give lots of gems, lots of tips over there, and you're more than likely going to find it there first before you find it here on YouTube. So be sure that you are in the know and make sure that you follow me there as well. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.